Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. My name is Crystal and today we're going to go through my eyeshadow palette collection. If you guys are already subscribed to my channel, you will know that I am on a bit of a makeup no buy. I'm not buying as much makeup as I used to, so I do have quite a few eyeshadow palettes, but I am not adding anything new to my collection this year. You are 100% able to hold me to that if you like, because it's not happening. I have over 20 eyeshadow palettes, which is not the biggest collection like out there, but it is a lot for one person to use. Even as a pro MUA, that's probably still looking at too much. So I'm going to share it with you today. I hope you guys really like this video. If you like this kind of content, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 AM Melbourne time, so make sure you subscribe to join the fam here. Also, go and check me out over on Instagram. My handle's on the screen for you guys. Go and check me out over there. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. Okay guys, so if you have seen my videos in the past, you will know that I keep all of my eyeshadows in this bottom drawer down here. So this is where they all sit. I will try to zoom you guys in and put you guys at a better angle so you can see them better. But literally this is the Alex 5 drawers and my eyeshadows all sit in the bottom, which is great. So I'm just going to zoom you guys in. Okay, there we go. That is a much better angle. So I'll grab all my big ones out of the back first. So I have my Morphe palettes here. And then I also have a Urban Decay palette just here. So this is the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. It's like really bulky. It has this like butterfly thing in the top, which is like such a gimmick, and then it just comes out the bottom like this. It's just like, I don't know, I keep it because some of the shades in here are super unique. Like I haven't got them in any of my other palettes, but I never reach for this. So I'm kind of thinking that I might need to depot the shadows that I like out of this, take them out and pop them into like a Z palette, because I don't have this shade anywhere. I don't have a green like this anywhere, a blue like this. Like there are shades in here that are unique. Even this one here, like the teal with the green reflect in it, it's just kind of like I don't have them anywhere else, and that's why I keep holding on to this palette, but I never reach for it, and I'm not a colourful individual. So yeah, I've got that one, but I don't really reach for it at all. I have my two Jaclyn Hill palettes here. I love these. I think that they're incredible. So this is the original. She's really beaten up. This is what she looks like. I use this all the time. I love this shade here for the inner corner highlight. Like I will basically always use that shade in the inner corner. I think it's stunning. I love this palette. I can't imagine my collection without it. So that will always be with me. And this is the volume 2. So this is the more colourful version. I don't use this one as much. Like there are neutrals in there, which is really cool. But look, I don't really have shades like this in any of my other palettes. So it definitely has a place in my collection, but I just don't really reach for it because, like I said, I'm not really a colourful person. And the formula on this is, personally, I think a bit drier than her original. And like that does happen with colourful shadows. Like they are typically more drier than a neutral. It's definitely something to try if you are looking for a colourful palette, so it's not too expensive either. And this is my last Morphe palette. This is actually the first palette I ever got from Morphe. It's a 35R palette and it looks like this. I don't use this enough. Like it is a really nice palette if you're super into your neutrals and your golds and your browns and stuff and you're just getting started into makeup. It's pretty good, but it's not the best out there either. So it's like half matte, half shimmers, and like literally like this shade, this shade, this shade look basically the same. So there is a bit of double up in here, but it is for somebody who's getting into makeup a really good starting point. And this is like the plastic, like harder plastic packaging, which is really nice as well if you're a makeup artist. Now we're going to dive into all of the palettes that are along here. So I'll start from this end. I'll grab my two smaller ones. So this is my Huda Beauty New Nudes Medium. No, it's just the Nude, sorry. Nude Medium palette. It has this beautiful packaging, like the croc packaging. I love this. I love Huda Beauty palettes. I can't seem to get it open. There we go. So this is one of the 9-pan palettes. I love this. I use this quite a lot. I don't really use the shimmers in here, but I love the mattes. They're like so up my alley, and it's a really good travel palette. Every single time I use this, I've always liked my makeup, so that's a keeper. Now this is my only Colourpop palette. This is the Give It To Me Straight palette. I love this as well. I've never disliked my makeup whenever I've used this palette. Lots of neutrals in there. Yeah, I honestly don't have anything bad to say about this palette. Honestly, I'm not a super huge fan of Colourpop, but I do like their eyeshadow palettes, and they're popular on YouTube for a reason, because they're cheap and they perform, which is really good. And you can tell that I like it because I've trashed at the top of the palette, so you can tell that I like it. And this probably is one of my favorites in terms of, like, it's small, it's compact, it's easy to use, and the shades are really, really good. So if you're looking for a Colourpop palette, I'm pretty sure you can still get this one. It's definitely worth looking into this one. Next up is my Kat Von D palette. This is like so old. I was going to pop this in my project pan this year, but I went for a Tarte one instead. So this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. Yes, this is Kat Von D. This isn't the KVD Vegan Beauty. This is still the paper packaging, and it looks like this. I remember being obsessed with Kat Von D makeup when it first came out, and I remember Jaclyn Hill talked about this palette, and she was saying how it was like one of her all-time favorite palettes. Sold. I went and bought it straight away. Like, I used to ride or die for Jaclyn Hill's recommendations, and this was one of them, so I was all about it. I have a feeling this is going to be my next project pan product. Like, I think that this is going to be next year's one, and but because it is so neutral, I don't think it'll be hard to, sorry, I'm blinding you guys. Because this is neutral, I don't think it'll be too hard to get through as well. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to using this. I just don't gravitate towards it because it is a bit older and it's all matte. There's no shimmer in there, which I don't exactly like. So next up is from Too Faced. This is my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Love this. I just don't reach for it enough, to be perfectly honest. I love the tin packaging. I love the shade Nectar in here. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Like, people don't talk about this shade. I mean, look at that. Like, isn't that just like incredible? Like, can you see that? Like, it's just so beautiful. I might actually like consider that for my wedding day. Anyway, probably blinding you guys as well, but I love this palette. I think it's absolutely stunning. The Too Faced glitter or like shimmery formula is actually really beautiful in the tin form. Like, I used to love in my Too Faced chocolate bar palette, I used to love the satin kind of glittery formula. I used to love it. So the formula in here is no different. It smells like peaches. The packaging is cute. The whole concept is beautiful. I love this palette. I'll never get rid of it. I think it's lovely. And then next up, I will grab all three because these are all from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I have my Sultry Palette, I have my Soft Glam, and then I also have my Amrezy. So I got these two together in 2019, so they're not too old. So this is my Sultry palette. I love this. Like, this was limited edition. I'm not quite sure if you can still get it, but I love this palette. It's so stunning. Every single time I use this palette, I love the way that my makeup turns out. So I honestly use this sparingly because I know it's a lot harder to get now, and I love it so much. Like, honestly, I will regret the day that that falls out of my collection and I can't get it again. Soft Glam, much the same. I probably love Soft Glam and Sultry equally. I love the neutrals in this. I probably like the eyeshadow, like the glitters in the Sultry better, but the mattes in the Soft Glam are great. This is great for bridal clients as well. If you're an MUA, you kind of can't stuff it up if you have the Soft Glam palette. Like, it's really, really good. It's just that the packaging gets like dirty really easily. Next is the Amrezy palette. So this one I haven't had for very long, but I love the packaging of this. Like, doesn't that just look so beautiful? And then this is what it looks like inside. So you've got 2 additional shades in this versus what you had in the other ones, the standard palettes. And this has like a lot of neutrals, but it also has some really beautiful pops of color. Like, the shade Barb in this palette is so pretty. Like, look at that. Like, isn't that just gorgeous? Like, the pink with the green and blue reflect. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like, just, it gets me so excited. And like Litty, and Cupcake. Like, honestly, there are so many shades in here that are beautiful. It does inspire me to do more colorful looks with this because it is so pretty. And the formula, being that it is the Anastasia formula, you know it's going to be beautiful. So that's that one. Next up, I'll just grab a handful. Next up is the Makeup Revolution Soph X Extra Spice palette. I was out of frame, sorry guys. This one is really, really pretty, super inexpensive. There's a lot of colors in here as well if you're looking for colourful options. Yeah, I actually really like this one, especially the shade Infinity and Everyday. I think that they are quite beautiful. Every single time I have used this palette, I have really enjoyed it. I love the shade Cookie Dough, Cheesecake. I actually need to get this palette out more often because it actually is so good. Like, Makeup Revolution isn't something to sleep on. This is my Australis Z palette. It has the Tartelette palette, Modern Renaissance, a tiny bit of the Chocolate Bar. That's from the Chocolate Bar as well. Zoeva and Inglot in it. It's just got a bit of everything. This is a really good everyday palette for me because I know what's in here and I know what works. So I just haven't used this for a while because I haven't been going to work, but I do use it quite frequently. This is my MAC Warm Neutrals palette. I've had this for a while. I got this when I was in America. I don't really reach for this too much because it's not a very versatile palette. I do love the shade Saddle that's in here. I think I would buy that in a single or depot it from this palette if I ever decided to get rid of it. I also love this shade here, which I'm pretty sure is the shade Lemon. And there's also a lot of really popular ones in here, like Amber Lights, Honey Lust. Like, there's some really beautiful shades. So I wouldn't get rid of it, but it's definitely not a cohesive palette where you could use it for beginning to end for a look because it is so fair. Like, it's called Warm Neutrals, but I actually don't think that this is a neutral palette. I think this is kind of like a fair palette more than a neutrals palette. I don't know. Tell me what you think. This was like all the rage once upon a time, like these MAC palettes, but yeah, I don't really use it as much as I probably should. So that one's just at the bottom of the drawer. And I also have the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics palette, the original. I actually also really love this palette. Like, you can't get it anymore. I do think that her shades were really great in here. I've never had a problem with my makeup whenever I've used this palette either. So honestly, like, these are the highlight shades here, and then these are the eyeshadow shades, but you can use the highlight shades as eyeshadow shades as well. Like, I use this one for eyeshadow all the time. I love it. Yeah, it's still good. Like, I've had this for a really long time. Like, obviously this has been out forever. A lot of people decluttered it because you can't get it anymore, and I don't use it in videos because you can't get it anymore, but I do actually really like this eyeshadow palette. So that's just something that I keep on hand for nostalgia as well. And I also love Carly Bible, so yeah, that's why I have it too. I'll grab the odd ones out of here. The rest are Huda. So the first one is the Morphe Madison Bear palette. I got this for my birthday this year because it was on sale for Black Friday last year. My partner got it for me. This is what it looks like. Nobody really talked about this palette. I don't know who Madison Bear is, but this palette is a really awesome neutral palette. Like, I don't know why more people didn't talk about it. Like, maybe the quality of it's bad. I haven't really had a chance to use it yet. But honestly, it's got a lot of great neutrals in it. Like, it's got a black in it. It's got a really nice eyelid shade. It's got khakis in it. Nice transition shades. It's got like the more purpley mauve shades. It's got the more brown shades. Like, honestly, you can make quite a few awesome looks out of this. So I'm not quite sure why people didn't talk about this too much. It has a massive mirror. Like, honestly, for the price, I don't think it's too bad. And because Morphe palettes are just so big, and this is just like not, I don't know. I know people didn't talk about it. I really like it. And this is my Inglot palette. I made this myself when I was over in England. I love these shades. I've never had a problem with Inglot shadows. If you haven't tried Inglot shadows, you 100% need to go out there and try them because they are so great. But yep, that's that one. I'm going to hammer through my last bits because I can see my camera is flashing at me. So I will show you guys my last 5 palettes. This is my Natasha Denona, the Glam palette. This is one of my most recent purchases. I got this in November last year. I love this. I'll probably be wearing this on my wedding day. I think it's stunning. It's expensive, but it's totally worth it. And the packaging is beautiful. I want to try more from her. And then these are my last 4 palettes. So I have the Naughty Nudes by Huda. It just looks like this. I have a video on my channel reviewing this palette. I have it linked in the description box below for you guys. I also have the Mercury Retrograde palette. It looks like this. I haven't really used this one enough, to be honest, but the packaging on this is to die for. I also have the new Nudes. I died when this came out. I thought it was so good. Like, as you can tell, I love Huda Beauty. And then last but not least, I have the Desert Dusk palette, which just looks like this. I love these shades. This palette has never ever let me down. I can't imagine my collection without at least these 2 in it. Like, they're staples. But giving you my honest review, I definitely don't think that these two are like ride or die, like these two are. So that is everything from my eyeshadow palette collection. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, guys. If you made it to the end, comment a love heart emoji in the comments below. I really appreciate it when you make it to the end. It like just makes my day. So I hope you guys again really enjoy this video and decide to subscribe to my channel. I love having you guys here for my YouTube journey. It's been so much fun over the last year with you guys. And also, do not forget to go and follow me on Instagram as well. I have my link in the description below. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.